Hello and welcome to CL season. It's a season round 9 of this season, and we're gonna start off with 3 laps of qualifying. I'm joined here by H Nandy.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, and we're gonna be looking at 3 laps of qualifying to start us off. Of course, for the sprint, it will be a reversed top 10 grid. Who do you think, Nandy, is gonna take pole here today?
Well, I will put my money on Phantom. He seems really convincing, although he did kind of go into grass on this lap, but he still has 2 laps to get a good time. And you?
Yeah, I think Phantomy or someone else could surprise us, but right now it is Phantomy on provisional pole after the first lap. However, look at that, Jera and Krato all very close together, half a tenth between them.
Keep in mind, that was a messed up lap for Phantom. He made a really big mistake there. He can do way better than that, I think.
Well, we've got to find out on the following laps. We've got Blank in 4th provisionally, then Guzzi, then Juan. Juan and Kieto reserving for Ricker Auto tonight. And Jeru improves. Now he's half a tenth ahead of Phantomy. Phantomy also improved. So we've headed into the dot twos, the high dot twos. Final lap of qualifying. Who will start on pole? Phantomy
Well,
making
Phantom is
that
not on a bad lap.
run for the hairpin, doesn't do a cut, goes a bit wide on the turn, following it through the chicanes. Very good line indeed.
And let's
Can he
see.
improve? No, it's another dot 33.
And
Miyamura
Miyamura ties
improves.
him. He
Jeru
ties
is on
Phantom.
pole position, but it will be Ofuyuko starting from pole in the sprint because of the reversed top 10. It's
That's a
interesting.
surprise for sure. But it's a really good quality from Jeru and HRT as a 1-2 or a 1-3, depends on the tie break.
Yeah, I believe it's only Phantomy and Miyamura that have tied actually. And we've only got 13 drivers here today. We've got Jera starting from pole in the feature race, so the race after the sprint. Then we've got Phantomy, Miyamura, Krato, Guzziman, Phantomy's teammate, Blank in 6th, then Kieto, the Gamer, Juan, Ofuyuko, Urist in 11th, Mr. Bubbles in 12th, and Gorlomi qualified in last.
A really big gap behind Ofuyuko, so we'll see what the last 3 can do, but it seems they are a bit off pace right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my calculations for how many points Phantom needs to gain on Jera to already seal the deal here, and same for Spanish Raiders against Pro, but I can't fucking find it.
And the grid looks set, and we look good to go.
Alright then. 13 laps, and that might have been the wrong number.
Also, the wrong amount of rain.
Oh, no rain! Yeah, that might have
As
been
you
the
can
bigger
see,
issue. 30 laps might be correct.
that is the issue here, but we are going to have a rain here, as a famous man once said. We can't miss the rain in Britain. It has to happen.
Here we go. The Cento Corsas and Ricker Autos locking out the first 2 rows of the grid in the sprint. Should probably zoom out a little bit.
And Juan takes the lead with a great start. The gamer is second. Wow!
Ooh.
And 4 wide into the hairpin for a moment.
Kieto survives. It's a 1-2 for Ricker at the current moment. We got Guzzi and Phantomy getting through the grid, 6th and 7th. Miyamura and Jiruni struggling a little bit more. Jiruni right now behind his really good friend Urist. But it is Juan leading us off in the sprint. Blank and Kieto close behind. Oh, bit of a... Oh, Blank going with the grass cut on turn 2. And he does manage to get through. Though Gamer out of nowhere, he's up in here. Kieto has gone missing. And the top 3 are running away with it right now. Doe Gamer and Blank, however, they're fighting for position. Might not be the smartest move when you want to run away from that deadly, deadly pack that could catch you if you lose too much time.
When Juan is in the grass, he might lose them if they are careful, but it does not look like they're going to drive careful, and Juan is back. And
It's
the top 3 have gotten
Spanish
away.
Raiders drivers right behind them. Phantomy and Guzman trying to catch. Both of them make different mistakes on turn 3, but they're still feeling the pace and looking to go forward. Ofiyuko, however, on the inside of both of them, and that was quite a risky dive bomb from him. A bit less experience. Oh, goes into grass there. Phantomy also making a mistake on the chicane. So is Guzman. Ofiyuko, however, refuses to let them pass. Forces Phantomy a bit wide there. And he is still causing a lot of issues here.
Oh, and
is
what a dive by
struggling.
Phantomy. Now Ofiyuko was into the grass, and the two Spanish raiders have kind of gotten rid of him, unless
Oh,
he dives
Phantomy. A little bit
Guzman.
of a lag there. But that is a singular lag. If we're going to see a repeat of that, that might be a concern to Phantomy. Kiato, meanwhile, holding out 10. I think it's the top 10 that gain points in the sprint. He's right behind Miyamura. The high qualifying, the high grid position didn't end up helping him a lot. It's Blank and Gamer still out leading. Gamer really looking for some moves here on Blank. Hasn't mastered the art of slipstream just yet. He's looking more for position.
Yeah, they've been fighting the whole race, and the gamer is going for a move again on the inside, and oh, I think his trailer pushed off Blank there, but
He
Blank
does let
comes
him
back with an
pass.
amazing line.
I think he let him
Or that.
pass there. It looked like he slowed down. He let Blank pass. That's a really nice sportsman-like move from the gamer, and he's looking to go straight back into attack.
Ooh.
Phantomy already in their slipstream. Juan struggling a bit, probably because it was a late call for him. Didn't have a lot of practice on this track, and he's falling down the order. Guzman looking to be the next one to catch him. Jiruni right behind, and then it's
Oh, and the gamer is
Krato.
deep into the grass. The gamer is deep into the grass, and he maybe lost the top two, although
Ooh, I
he's
think he still has
certainly not too
slipstream.
far. But he made a big mistake in turn one.
We might see a fight for the win here until the very end of the sprint. Oh, Gamer going a bit risky there, using Phantomy as his brake. And it's the top 3 still separate here. Juan a bit behind. Gamer going wide through the chicane exit, but he's still holding onto them. Phantomy has managed to get past Blank. Gamer deep into grass again as a result of a collision with Blank, and he's definitely lost them now. Guzman
Yeah,
and
I
Juan
don't think he
catching
can
up.
come back. I don't think he can come back from that. I think he will have to look in his rear uh, with Guziman fighting one right behind, and I think it's now a two-way fight for the win.
Phantomy versus Blank. Phantomy's looking for his 9th win of the season as he hopes to gain even more points than Jera. And I think if he doesn't lose any points to Jera, he will have won the Drivers' Championship around early. On the other hand, Blank, who has managed 2 P2s in his debut weekend, and he's still looking for that first CL victory.
Oh, and Phantom made a mistake, and I think Blank sees himself ahead of him. And let's see, into turn one, Phantom keeps the lead.
Blank distancing himself a bit, and Gamer has in fact caught right back up to him. He's really feeling the pace tonight, because he might actually catch up to their slipstream if they fight for just a bit too long. Under a second behind, Guzman has been unable to close the gap. Jiruni has now arrived in this pack with him and Juan. However, it looks like Jeru is out of Guzzy's slip, so it's just Jeru and Juan. Juan hits grass. Oh, hits grass again on the chicane. Quite unfortunate. Urist has managed to get up to 10th, just ahead of Ofiyuko. He is apparently driving drunk today, and we've just seen evidence of that with that part, with that clip, as he does unfortunately force Ofiyuko off into the straight a little bit. Kiato just ahead of him. As far as I'm aware, neither Kiato nor Ofiyuko have drunk alcoholic beverages before this race. Phantomy makes another mistake on the chicane, but he blocks
And
Black
I think
from
the
the straight
gamer is back.
entry. Gamer is back,
back.
and 2 laps remain until the end. Guzman holding down 4th, then it's Jeru, then Juan, then Krato and Miyamura. They've had a quiet race down near the bottom of the top 10. Kiato holding on 9th. Ofiyuko has managed to get past Urist, but here he comes. Urist to try and make a move. Ofiyuko goes wide, sends Urist wide. Bubbles and Gorlami have just been having a very relaxed session at the back, just driving with each other. Phantomy has ran away now.
Yes, he has. Blank made a big mistake and took the gamer with him, and now Phantom is set for the win.
His ninth, was it ninth? I think I said ninth. His ninth CL win, and he's got the fastest lap to boot in the sprint. He's looking to maximize the amount of points he can get, especially after Jeru took the pole from him. And here he goes. Phantomy wins the Chalgrove sprint race. Blank in second for the third time in his career. Gamer finishes off the podium. Guzzi in fourth. Jeru in fifth. Krato finishes sixth. Juan finishes in seventh. Miyamura in eighth. Ofiyuko manages ninth. Kiato 10th. Urist just outside of the points in 11th. Gorlomi 12th. And Mr. Bubbles 13th. What did you think of that? Any major things to take away from the sprint race?
Well, it seems like Phantomy has really got the car under control, because he just broke away on the penultimate lap, and from there there was no return for Blank. The gamer had a really strong ending, almost beating Blank, but in the end only getting P3. So those were the two key takeaways from me.
Yeah, this is Gamer's highest ever CL finish. In fact, his previous highest was P5 earlier this season in two separate sprints. So this is his first CL podium as well. Next up, we will have 34 laps of the feature race. What do you think would be the best strategy for the feature race in CL?
Well, I've heard some whispers about 3 times 8 laps on the softs and 10 laps of mediums, and I gotta agree, it sounds really promising. But there could be some alternate strategies with maybe hards. 2 hards and a medium could also work.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone will be heading for a 2-stopper strategy here. Do you think it would give enough an advantage over the 3-stoppers, or are people more likely to go for the 3-stopper and get that extra pace at the cost of that extra pit stop?
Well, it's a tough call, because the 2-stopper, I don't think it can be managed too well starting on the soft, so it's an extra risk starting on the mediums, and that has to be taken into consideration when choosing strategy. It is really risky.
Yep, unfortunately I don't have the calculations with me today, but given a good enough performance from Spanish Raiders, they can both cinch Phantomy's Drivers' Championship and their Constructors' Championship around early here today. And given that Spanish Raiders finished 1st and 4th and HRT Pro finished 5th and 8th, it's looking even more likely now. The only thing HRT Push Pro can hope for, Jiren Miyamura, is to beat the Spanish Raiders in the feature race and gain enough points to just leave it on the table. But realistically, obviously, those titles are already won. It's just a matter of mathematical victory. Can Phantomy and the Spanish Raiders take it a round early, or will they still have to deal with the formalities in the final round? Third in the Constructors is a Heritage Performance, who have been largely a one-man team this season, with Krato getting 137 of their 164 points, and is looking likely
and
finish in third.
It's an HRT front row lockout. The tiebreak went in Miyamura's favor as we are underway.
Yep, here we go. Krato right behind Jero with a good start. Guzzi also a good start, but gets a bit pushed there onto the grass. Miyamura going wide through the exit of turn 3. We got Blank. Oh, Gamer, what's happened to him? Just looked like he really just flew away. He's looking extremely laggy. It might be a disconnect here. But no, he
might have to DNF.
He's still in a race. If we have one more teleport or something from him, he will probably be asked to DNF. But he's already been dropped down to 13th as a result of his lag. That is a bad start for him. Jera and Phantomy fighting
They're
for
fighting
the win
too
here.
hard. Blank could theoretically catch them. He's a high pinger, so he's really good at catching slip. He might actually already be in their slip.
Yeah, it's hard to say given Blank's 120 odd ping, but it looks like Phantomy is cooled down a bit. He's just slipstreaming Jera for now, waiting for the proper opportunity. We got Blank behind Guzzi. It has managed to get up to 4th, which is a concern for HRT, of course, because Miyamura's down in 7th.
Yes, it was a really
Sandwiched.
unfortunate start for Miyamura. He got absolutely
Yeah.
dived in turn 3 into the runoff, into the wall. It was really painful to see.
Kiato with a aggressive dive bomb there, but in the end, Miyamura just gains the position back. Krato must have done some sort of mistake there or had an incident because he's dropped back to this pack of the 2 Raikars and the HRT. We got Jeru, Phantomy, and Blank. In fact, has gotten closer to them. He might even be even closer on his screen. So that's something he'll have to be careful with because Phantomy and Jera are definitely not going to see him side by side when he sees himself side by side. He's still looking for that first CL victory. Can he beat the top 2 of the Drivers' Championship in this feature race to do it? And we can look at the strategies out here. Jera and Blank, for example, starting on the softs. But we do have Phantomy, Guzzi, and Kiato starting on the medium tires. What do you think of that?
Well, it's really interesting to see that the 2 Spanish Raiders and Kiato from the top 8 took the mediums. I think those 3 have really close ties, so they might have communicated the strategy.
Yep, Kiato and Juan both. Juan was the Spanish Raiders reserve in the first half of the season. Kiato's been a reserve throughout the entire season. Both of them are emergency reserves for Ricard tonight. It's almost as if Spanish Raiders have four drivers out on track. And given that the Ricards are sandwiching Miyamura at the current moment, there, there, there might be some shenanigans afoot there, but I don't think so. They're all nice. They're all nice guys. Miyamura made a mistake there on the hairpin vote, and he's behind Juan now, and Urist is also looking for him. Urist, oddly enough, started on the hard tires, so
Just
that'll
like
be
Gorlomi,
interesting.
those
Yeah,
2 started on hards.
yeah, but Urist is fighting for points. Gorlomi in 13th, not very much. So Urist now overtakes Miyamura after another mistake. Those two have teamed up
Oh,
in
and
the past in
Fantemy
LYR.
pushed off Jeru, but gave back the space,
Oh, he
an act
gave
of
back the
sportsmanship.
position. Good
And Guzzi
respect.
has caught up to Blank, fighting for P3 now. Blank has fallen off just a bit, but oh, bit of a trailer incident there.
Yeah, because he tried to squeeze in. Blank didn't see it. Couldn't react in time.
And the soft runners should be pitting this lap as Jeru and Blank do.
I think
Kratos does.
Juan pitted the lap before, so he might be looking for the undercut. It's not looking like a really good undercut. Maybe something happened to him. He does undercut Miyamura.
I mean, he was in the back, so an undercut is only effective against those near him.
It's Phantomy and Guzzi right now, 1 and 2, given that the soft runners have pitted. Jeru has already made his way past Kiato. Blank looking for it too. Jeru, interestingly enough, on another set of softs. Kiato, however, is not letting him past. Oh, he does drag him wide with that
Oh,
dive
and
bomb.
Blank is true. That's a
Blank is
really
through,
weird
yeah,
thing.
and Jeru will not be happy with that move from Kiato. They've already had beef in the past, especially in Fukuoka, where uh, they were the part of a incident with Jeru getting forced into the pits by Kiato. In the end, I
And the
think
medium
it
runners are pitting.
was not decided to be that way. But yeah, the medium runner's now petting, and Jeru does come out into the lead, but you'll have to think how much time has Kiato managed to lose in there, while also driving for another team, of course. He is contracted to SRA as reserve. There's not really much regulations about what should reserves do when they're reserving for another team. Is it legal for them to still help out their team? It's a grey area. But yeah, Jero will definitely not be happy with that dive bomb.
I mean, I would say he probably lost between 1 and 1.5 seconds because that's the gap he had to Blank, and now Blank is right behind him.
Yeah, Blank profiting as long as he can just hold the slip of Jera, he can get soft pace laps while being on medium tires. Phantomy, however, looking to catch up here, and as Jera's tires wear, that gap will be shrinking. Guzzi, however, very far behind them, surprisingly 3.3 seconds behind Phantomy. What do you make of that?
Well, it's probably because of a slightly suboptimal start. He did not really have a good getaway and was stuck in P4 for a long time, and that should make the 3 second gap to Phantomy, who had a really good start.
Yep, looks like he's getting closer to Blank now. Krato, let's take a look down the field. Krato in fifth, not too far behind Guzzi. He does have the softs, but his tires are more worn. Guzzi, I think, made a mistake there on turn 2. Juan, Miyamura, and Kiato, all three of those still together here. Um, Still fighting with each other. Juan on fairly worn softs. Miyamura has a
Oh,
mistake
what a
there.
move by Kiato!
Yeah, Kiato flies through the middle, through past both of them, and he goes into sixth. I believe he is the most experienced of the three drivers. Then we've got Urist chilling in ninth. However, he does have Gamer and Ofiyuko, the center courses, close behind. Ofiyuko, bit of miscommunication there. Juan is already into the pits after 14 laps, looking for the medium tires. So he's probably looking for medium 10, medium 10. I will. That might have been what I asked him, and what I told him was the best
When
strategy. And
Phantom is up into P2 now, he overtook Blank, and
Jera
is
making
already
some
really close to
mistakes here.
Jero. Yes.
His tires are, however, worn, so it makes sense here. Phantomy goes through. Blank also looking for a move through, is not afforded the space. Jera really wants to keep on the back of Phantomy here, but Blank might have other plans.
And
It's
Jero
hard to
should be
say where
pitting,
he is. Jera is into the pits now after two 8-lappers on the soft tires.
and he takes the medium, so he's probably doing 10 laps on the mediums and finishing with 8 on the softs. That seems like the most logical call.
That is the strategy you recommended ahead of this race.
Indeed, I have heard many people will be taking it.
Now we've got Phantomy and Blank. Blank on more worn medium tires. He's just been playing the slipstream game for the most part, I'd say.
And playing it
Um,
really well, as he's in P2.
yeah, it'll be very interesting to see once everyone pits for the second time, and of course, also at the end of the race where he will come out with. Guzzi might be struggling a bit. Last lap was a 30.75. That does not sound like a particularly fast mediums time, even on worn mediums.
I think Blank is into the pits this lap. Oh no, he's doing a smart play here and trying to keep another lap of Phantom's slip.
Yeah, he does go wide on turn 1 though, and he is, I think, probably out of Phantomy's slip now, so you'll definitely have to pit this lap.
I mean, it's 11 lap mediums, it's really hard to keep that on track.
Yep, I think we will also see a lot of 11 lap mediums in the UL race later today, so it'll be interesting to see how those drivers manage to keep it on track. We've got Krato in fifth, bit of a race on his own. However, Kiato is catching up to never. Oh no, he's not. He's just pitted one less time, and his tires are really, really dead. So he is not catching up to him. Juan, however, has managed to move the undercut on Miyamura quite successfully. They've got the look at that. They've got the same amount of pits, and Juan has increased that gap to 2.7 seconds. He's gone ahead of Gamer, who's on worn medium tires, and Juan's undercuts may be paying off for now. The question is, can he keep the position
And
and the
Phantom
time here?
pitted for hearts. Phantom is doing a
Phantomy for
2-stop
hards
for 14 laps. That seems a
for
bit too
14
much.
laps. Very risky, but if it works out for him, I mean, it might work out for him. He was ahead. He was in first before
When
the
he gets
pit, right?
impeded by his teammate, yes, he was leading by 6 seconds when pitting. That is why he's really close to the lead after coming out of the pits. And now
Yeah,
the
if he just
leading three are really
slipstreams
close.
Guzzy Pets, if he slipstreams the leader, which is Blank right now, and then Blank Pets, Phantomy might be able to just hold out on those hard tires. However, it's gonna be hard to tell because softs are really fast against worn tires. Blank might be able to catch up. Maybe Jerry might be able to do something, especially with 10 laps after he pits, but he is already out of their slipstream. So that's maybe less likely. However, Blank and Phantomy are definitely still in this. Blank with the fastest lap of the race so far at 29.32. Guzzy Man has
And
pitted onto hard tires as well.
but he's doing only 13, which is a bit more friendly on the tire wear. It seems like the Spanish Raiders really like the two-stopper.
Yep, and right now we've got the audience in the live chat also saying that two sets of softs should probably be better than Phantomy's gamble of 14 lap hards. And yeah, it's a very risky gamble for Phantomy.
We
Uh,
will have to see how it turns out. I think he has the skill to pull this off, but it's really hard.
yeah, also depend on if Blank pits, will he get slowed down by someone coming out of the pits? Will he have to fight with someone? But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this develops. Phantomy actually was looking for a no. Maybe he was looking for the fastest lap, but it looked like he was looking for a move there on Blank. However, he relented, so it might have been a fastest lap move. However, 29.77 didn't really work out too well. Blank with only a 30.03. Phantomy
Oh,
is
he
looking
is
for the
looking for a move.
overtake. Definitely on
Yes.
that hairpin, and he does manage to complete it.
I mean, he should have the better tires now. Blank is about to pit. I would say he is pitting on lap 26, which is next lap, for 8 laps on the softs, or maybe lap 27 for 7 laps, because he did do the medium 11 earlier, so it's a bit offset.
Yep, we've got Phantomy out in front, followed by Blank. Jeru about 2 seconds behind him on worn tires. He'll probably be looking to pit now alongside Blank. Blank stays out. Jeru does pit at the end of lap 26. Guzzy is down in fourth. Where will he come out in relation to Jeru? Let's find out. It looks like behind him. In his slipstream, in fact. This might be a good move for Guzzy if he can get slightly closer to Jera and keep that slipstream. He can potentially challenge for a podium finish.
But where is Blank going to come out? Is he coming out in P2? He has almost a 9-second advantage ahead of Jero, and he's pitting now for the final time.
There he goes. And his soft tires, of course, again. Mr. Bubbles unlaps himself and he comes out 2 seconds ahead of Jero with better tires to boot. It'll be a matter of pace now. It'll be a matter of pace and experience between the two. Mental experience, that is. And can Blank close down that 7 second gap on Phantomy? It'll definitely be quite a big ask, in my opinion. Phantomy might have pulled it off here. Krato down in fifth, running a race of his own. Kiato in sixth on very worn soft tires. He'll have to pit one more time as Juan looks to have been quite successful with the undercuts. He's up in 7th. Miyamura is catching up to him on those worn soft tires, but if Juan can slipstream and fight Miyamura for it, then he can still keep the P6 as Kiato finally pits, and he will come out just ahead of Do Gamer on slightly fresher soft tires. And finally we've got Urist in 10th, Gorlomi in 11th, and Mr. Bubbles in 12th is just a second ahead of Afiyuko. Those drivers fighting for the final points positions. Blank.
He has gained 87 hundredths in the last lap. If he only keeps that up, that is not going to be enough. He has to gain a lot more than that.
Yep, and also his softs will start to wear. Can Jeru potentially catch up to him? That's probably even a bigger ask. Those are pretty relatively similar tires, and it is a 2 second gap. So
And only half a second this lap, so it's really not looking good. Blank is barely in the sub 30 region on the fresh softs, and I think he has to drive around 29.5, 29.6 if he wants to close up on Phantomy, but it depends on how fast Phantomy drives on these hards.
Guzzy Man has lost Jeru's slip. Meanwhile, Juan there embroiled in a bit of a conflict on turn one with Miyamura, who went deep on the
Ooh,
entry.
massive mistake by Blank. What a mistake by Blank, and Jeru is almost on his tail.
Where was the mistake?
At the exit of turn 2, he just completely ran deep, and the pressure might have gotten to him, but he is still really good for P2 as he has better tires than Jeru.
This would be Blank's fourth P2 this season, and the question is, would he be able to fight for a win in the final round, or maybe it'll be next season that we'll finally see Blank's first victory. He's definitely one of the biggest talents in CL right now, one of the biggest new talents. Is Phantomy, one of the talents from before this season, has really shown his skill today, and he's got one more lap,
Another
and
mistake by
he's pretty
Phantomy,
much.
and Jeru has his slip. I think Jeru has his
You
slip
mean
now.
Blank? Phantomy's not made a mistake.
Oh, yeah. Yes. It would be really funny because if Blank finishes second, it would be the fourth time this season that Blank finishes second behind Phantomy.
Yep. Meanwhile, Phantomy just drifting his way as he's played the strategy game just right here. We're going to be looking at Blank and Jiruni. The fight continues, but Phantomy wins the CL feature win. The CL feature race in Chalgrove. Jiruni looking
And
for a slip overtake, but it will be Blank because of the ping. It takes second.
yeah,
Guzzy Man in fourth. Krato finishes fifth. Miyamura 12 seconds behind Krato. This is really a race of two halves, and it looks like Miyamura has beaten out Juan and Kiato for P6 in the end. Juan will come home in 7th. Kiato Do Gamer has just managed to slip overtake him on the finish straight. Do Gamer takes 8th, Kiato 9th, Urist takes 10th position, Gerlomi 11th, Mr. Bubbles 12 makes it a double velocity points, and off you go. Unfortunately, in
uh,
13th. What did
what
you
a
make of that?
race. The strategies were certainly really interesting. I mean, for a second I thought Phantomy's win might be in danger, but in the final laps Blank had to defend a lot against Jeru. So it stayed 4.5 seconds in the end.
Yeah, it was quite something, and I think Spanish readers, once we calculate the standings and everything, uh, not only will Phantomy most definitely have secured the Drivers' Championship with one round to go, the Spanish Raiders might have indeed also secured the Constructors, but yeah, we'll see. And I think that's about it for today's races, CL races at Chalgrove, the sprint and the feature, both in the end won by Phantomy, of course. I think Blank finished in second at both races as well. And I think Jared also finished on the podium both times. But that'll be it from me and Nandi. Just say bye, Nandi.
Yeah, also the gamer was third in the sprint.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, though, gamer. That is his first podium. So that is
And
impressive from him as well.
anyways, see you everybody next week in Doha for the season finale.
So we'll see you all next week. We'll obviously also see you for UL at this track. And that'll be all. See ya.